Without digital payment infrastructure such as Jan Dhan bank accounts, Aadhaar, and mobile phones, the jam trinity, India may have taken 47 years to achieve financial inclusion rate of 80%, which the country has achieved in just the last 6 years. This is what a G20 policy document prepared by the World Bank is now saying. News 18 has a copy of this document. The World Bank document has also recorded that the total value of UPI transactions in the last financial year was nearly 50% of India's nominal GDP. It also says that the bank's cost of onboarding customers in India has decreased from $23 to just $0.1 with the use of digital payment infrastructure. It also says that as on March 2022, India did a total savings of nearly $33 billion, equivalent to nearly 1.14% of the GDP due to the direct benefit transfer mechanism, which was rolled out in full flow by the Narendra Modi government. This document is a G20 Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion document that has been prepared by the World Bank as an implementing partner with the guidance and inputs from the G20 India presidency, which are represented by the Finance Ministry and the Reserve Bank of India. India is planning to showcase its successes on the digital payments and the financial inclusion front at the G20 summit in New Delhi this weekend. What India has achieved. The World Bank document says that the India stack exemplifies the digital payment infrastructure approach by combining a digital ID, which is Aadhaar, interpolable payments, a digital credentials ledger, and account aggregation. It says very clearly that in the just 6 years, the India stack has achieved a remarkable 80% financial inclusion rate, a feat that would have taken nearly 5 decades without the digital payment infrastructure approach. It says implementation of measures such as Aadhaar, along with Jan Dhan bank accounts and mobile phones, is considered to have played a critical role in moving the ownership of transaction accounts from approximately just 1/4 of the adults in the country in 2008 to over 80% now. Similarly, since the launch of the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, accounts opened under the scheme tripled from 147.2 million in March 2015 to nearly 462 million by June 2022, and women own 56% of these accounts, which are stand at more than 260 million, the World Bank reported saying. It also adds that while the role of digital payment infrastructure in this leapfrogging is undoubtable, there are other ecosystems and policies that build on the availability of the digital payment infrastructure which were critical. These included interventions by the Modi government to create a more enabling legal and regulatory framework, national policies to expand the account ownership, and leveraging Aadhaar for identity verification. These are the measures that the Modi government has taken since coming into power in 2014. It also cites how the adoption of fast payment systems like UPI have been particularly quick and transformative in India. UPI, the report says, has been widely adopted, benefiting from a user-friendly interface, open banking features, private sector participation. In fact, the UPI platform has gained significant popularity in India, and nearly 10 billion transactions were transacted just the last month. For the financial year 2022-23, in fact, the report says that the total value of UPI transaction was nearly 50% of India's nominal GDP. There have been other benefits as well, which the report is highlighting. It says that the digital payment infrastructure in India has also enhanced the efficiency for private organizations through reductions in the complexity, the cost, and the time taken for business operations, and even some non-banking financial companies have been enabled an 8% higher rate in SME lending, a 65% savings in depreciation costs, and a 66% reduction in costs related to fraud detection. According to industry estimates cited in this report, the bank's cost of onboarding customers in India decreased from $23 to just $0.1 with the use of various digital payment initiatives. The India stack has not just digitized and simplified the KYC procedures, it has also lowered costs, and banks that use the eKYC have lowered their cost of compliance from $0.12 to $0.06, the World Bank report is now mentioning. The report also mentions that how in the last decade, India built one of the world's largest digital government-to-people architectures, leveraging its digital payment infrastructure. This approach, the report says, has supported transfers amounting to about $361 billion directly to beneficiaries through 312 key schemes, As on March 2022, the report says this resulted in a total saving of $33 billion, which is equivalent to nearly 1.14% of India's GDP.